Releasing in March of 1993, Star Fox would go on to become one of the most groundbreaking video games of its time. With its revolutionary Super FX chip pushing the Super Nintendo to its limits, the launch was seen as an impressive technical leap in gaming. The franchise would expand years later, becoming one of Nintendo's most definitive series. So today, we're going to explore all of the Star Fox games, take a look at what I've already got in my collection, and then hit a couple game stores to see if I can complete the series. What's up, dudes and dudettes, and welcome back to another game collecting video. Now, the last time that we did one of these, I was looking to collect the best or most definitive console version of every Mortal Kombat game. Today, we are looking at Star Fox, and well, we don't really need to look for the best versions because they're all on Nintendo platforms. So let's quickly go over the rules. First, we're going to go through every Star Fox game, identify the Star Fox games that I already have, and when we do go hunting, I'm only looking for complete in-box games, black labels only, no player's choice, greatest hits, anything like that. And while we're out, we'll also look for the Mortal Kombat games that I didn't pick up in my last video, and I think we're gonna make this a recurring theme on this series. Without further ado, let's get into Star Fox, kicking off with Star Fox for the Super Nintendo SNES. Now, this is a game that I remember having and loving as a child. The graphics for the time were just incredible. And growing up in the 90s, I had a ton of games that we're now looking for, but back then, you would take your old games when you were upgrading to a new system, at least I would, because my parents weren't buying games for me, so I would have to wait for birthday money or Christmas money, or I would take the games that I had and the consoles that I had and then trade them in to upgrade to, say, like from the Super Nintendo to the N64. So that's why a lot of these old games I don't have anymore, because I just traded them in over the years. I did have the original Star Fox. I loved playing it. I do think that this game often gets overlooked for Star Fox 64, but this is a game that we're going to look for. We're going to look for it complete in box, which is a little hard to find for Super Nintendo games, but I'm hopeful that we can find it. And then next up, releasing 4 years after Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, is Star Fox 64. Now, this game was a game that I never actually owned, but it was a game that almost every one of my friends owned. This is the best-selling game in the franchise. It also came with the Rumble Pack. That was a big deal back then. There's a reason why Nintendo keeps remaking this game, and that's because it's probably the most nostalgic and arguably the best game in the series. So this is one I also do not own right now. Currently, this is something I'm going to look for. Complete in box is probably going to be expensive. I hope we can find it though. Now, 5 years later, we got a different kind of Star Fox game developed by Rare. In 2002 for the GameCube, we got Star Fox Adventures. Now, this is a game that I actually did own for the GameCube. I did buy it well after it came out. I think it may have been a used copy that I purchased. I can't remember, it was so long ago. But it's also a game that I only played for a little bit, and I kind of got stuck early on. And I don't think I ever really got past that first level. So it's a game that I would love to explore again, because I know this is a fan favorite and I know people do love this game. It's more of a Zelda Star Fox game, as it's not an on-rail shooter and it's more of like an adventure game. And that is a game that I do own currently. So Star Fox Adventures, it's in great condition. As you can see, it is complete in box. I'm trying not to get the glare in here. And the disc is in fantastic shape. So this is one that I have already. We do not need to look for this when we go out on our hunt. We can cross that one off of our list. Now, 3 years after this, we got Star Fox Assault on the GameCube, and this was developed by Namco, actually. This is a game that I also used to own. I sadly don't have it anymore. It has shot up recently in price. Now, while this game does have its flaws, it does have a pretty big cult following, and it is the only Star Fox game where you can seamlessly hop out of a vehicle like the R-Wing or the Landmaster and proceed to run around on foot with a rocket launcher, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to my copy. I just lost it to time. And then a year after this, we get Star Fox Command for the DS. I've never really been that much of a handheld person. So in my last Mortal Kombat video, I said that we're not going to be looking at handheld games, but I do think for Star Fox, we are going to look for the handheld games. This one and then the next one, which is Star Fox 64 3D. But before we get into that, Star Fox Command, I don't really know much about it. I do know that it's a follow-up to Assault before they kind of scrap and redo everything. This game, from what I see, it looks like it's gotten some pretty average to good reviews. It's sitting at a 76 on Metacritic. So we'll take a look for this one. But I think the better of the handhelds is the remake of Star Fox 64, and that is Star Fox 64 3D for the 3DS. The 3DS is a system that, as of the release of this video, is seeing a resurgence in the retro market. They are going for a lot of money. This game received positive reviews and it looks pretty great. So this is the title that we will be looking for today. And then another 5 years would go by and we have Star Fox Guard, which is a spin-off tower defense game. I've never played this game. I don't even know what gameplay looks like, to be perfectly honest. I have only seen the cover of this game. I do know that it was a bundle to Star Fox Zero, which Star Fox Zero is basically a retelling of Star Fox 64, I believe. A few months ago, I was at the Goodwill and I found both of them. My local Goodwill, which usually does not have any video games at all, or if they do, it's just a bunch of sports titles. So we'll start off Star Fox Guard. It is in fantastic condition, probably because it's never really been played, but as you can see, disc is pristine here. And then Star Fox Zero, which you gotta love the Goodwill when you do find a good game, because I got this for, I think it was like $6 or something like that. The only thing is, it doesn't have a manual. It does have the Wii U viewing the electronic manual. I'm not sure if this had its own manual or not. I'll have to look that up. The back is a little slightly damaged. I don't know if you can see it here, but it looks like it may have been punctured or something. The disc itself, in great condition, as you can see. So we can cross those two off of the list. As I'm recording this, Star Fox for Switch 2 has not come out yet, but when it does, I will be sure to get that. Oh, and I completely forgot one. I forgot Star Fox 2. Star Fox 2, which I'm sure most of you know already, was basically complete in its development. It was almost a complete game and was going to release for the Super Nintendo, but then they decided to cancel it. And the reason being was because it was going to come out at the tail end of Super Nintendo's life cycle, and Nintendo was worried that the 16-bit graphics would compare poorly to newer games. So they just wound up canceling it. They never released it until we got the Super NES Classic Edition, the mini that came out back in 2017, and it was an exclusive for that. Now, I'm not one that's for repros or reproductions of games. Sure, if you're someone that likes buying reproductions because you can't afford the actual old games, and this is a way that you can get to experience these games on the original hardware, then okay, I guess I understand it. But when it comes to something like this is something where I can actually see buying a reproduction of Star Fox 2 because I want to play it on a Super Nintendo, and Nintendo's not putting any of this into production. So this is something that, knowing that I was going to do this video, I did order a Star Fox 2 repro cart. And I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say where I got this from, but you can find them. They're out there. Search the internet. I'm not sure if this is going to get delivered to me at the time of this video's release. I also went on Etsy and ordered a reproduction of a case so that it can look nice with the rest of my Super Nintendo collection. This is one of the rare moments where I do feel like it is okay to buy a reproduction cart. So let's run that back. The games that we are actively looking for today: Star Fox for the SNES, Star Fox 64, Star Fox Assault, Star Fox Command, and Star Fox 64 3D. So today, my first stop is going to be Toms River, New Jersey, to check out East Coast Gamers. A big shout out to Jinx9500, who suggested this game store. Located in the bustling community of Toms River, New Jersey, East Coast Gamers is a small game store that has a pretty large selection. It also has a huge inventory for tabletop games.
What's up, guys? I'm out here on the road doing some game hunting. Some of the feedback you guys gave me last time was more footage of me in store looking for the games and interacting and my reactions and stuff. So we have a camera woman here with us today. Say hi to Alexa. She'll be working the camera. Anyway, let's head on in. Mortal Kombat 2 for 32X and a 32X. I wonder how much they're selling that for, because I don't have one. Complete in box is probably a lot. Yeah, this one just jumped out at me. Wasn't even looking for this, but I remember Mad World from the Wii, and then we found Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks for the Xbox. Crazy Taxi 3 also. That's an Xbox exclusive. All right, so unfortunately no Star Fox games there, but we did get Mad World, Crazy Taxi 3 for original Xbox, Shaolin Monks, so we found one from our backlog, and Terminator 2, the arcade game for Sega Genesis. Mostly because I'm doing a Terminator arcade economy soon, and I'm gonna have that in the background. So, on to the next store. All right, I see Star Fox 64 3D, but I don't see anything else. I might actually get the Mortal Kombat trilogy and 64. You guys talked me into it. This is Star Fox Zero and Guard, complete in box, but I already have that, so I guess we don't need that one.
Where is it?
Right there for Wii U. Yeah. Last time I said I wasn't gonna get greatest hits, but then someone talked me into it because the greatest hits have all the bug fixes in it. So I think I'm gonna pick this one up today. Dead or Alive 3 for $10. I believe it's an Xbox original exclusive. I'm gonna get it. So I already know what I'm gonna do for the next video, but I don't want to spend all of that money, but I'm seeing a lot of games here that I'm going to want to buy in my next video. So I hope they're still here when I come back. All right, cool. So this one they had tucked away in the back, which is great. Complete in box, still has some of the cellophane on it. Yeah, so we're gonna grab this one too. Yeah, now we'll go home and show these things off and take a look at them.
All right, and I'm back, and here's how we're going to do this. I do have a few surprises that weren't shown in the blog section of this video, but what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go through some of the extra games that I picked up first, and then we're gonna go through the backlog of Mortal Kombat games that I picked up, and then we'll go through Star Fox. And if you don't give a shit about those other games and you're only here for Star Fox, then feel free to use the timeline in the description to just get to the Star Fox games so I can show those off to you. But if you want to see everything that I picked up, then I invite you to just stick around for a bit. So let's get this started. Here we go. First game, is Mad World for the Wii. And here we are, complete in box, looks great. This caught my eye at East Coast Gamers, and this game came out right around that like Sin City era when Sin City was in theaters or was a big movie, and Manhunt was a game that was popular. And that's why you see kind of the ultra violence and the blood that's the only color that's showing here in the black and white game. Really cool art style for this game. It's a game that I've actually never played, but I've always wanted to. So it caught my eye when we were there. And because I didn't see any Star Fox games, I did want to still support the game store and I wanted to walk away with something. So yeah, Mad World. Next up, Crazy Taxi 3. As I mentioned before, trying to build out my original Xbox collection, I do think it is a very underrated system. And there are a few console exclusives for this game, and Crazy Taxi 3 is one of them. Also, I bought this at the opportune time because when I was filming this video, a few days later, the new Crazy Taxi got announced. So I'm sure the price of this may be going up, but as you can see, it does look like it's missing the initial manual. I do have this insert here, but it wasn't that much money, so I will take it. Next up, also bought at East Coast Gamers, T2, the arcade game. And really, I just wanted to buy a Genesis game, and I figured this would be a cool game to display on my CRT TV back there while I do my video around Terminator Salvation for Arcade Economy. So I had that in mind while I was there, and that's why I picked this up. This game, next to impossible to beat. I don't even know if you can beat it on the Sega Genesis, but more so I wanted to buy this for display purposes. Yeah, T2. I guess I have to open it up, huh? Here's what the inside looks like. T2, the arcade game. And then right before we get into Mortal Kombat, talking about original Xbox, talking about fighting games, Dead or Alive 3. This is a game you can only play on the original Xbox. So I saw it, it was like 10 bucks. I had to grab it. It's in great condition. Dead or Alive 3, original Xbox. Okay, now if you were here for my last video for Mortal Kombat, then the games that we still need are Mortal Kombat 2 for the 32X, Mortal Kombat 3 for the PlayStation 1, Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the PlayStation 1, Mortal Kombat Deception for the GameCube, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks for the original Xbox, Mortal Kombat Armageddon for the Wii, and Mortal Kombat 1 for the PS5. Now, since that video, I've done some games collecting that I didn't record or bring a camera with me, so a couple surprises here. Now, I did find Mortal Kombat 3 for PS1 at a game store called J2 Games in Manalapan, New Jersey. This game, I don't even know if whoever owned this ever actually played it, because it is in fantastic condition. Long box. The manual is pristine. The game itself looks like it's been untouched. But here's one of the coolest things about it. So looking at the manual, it's in great condition. When I opened it up, a receipt from 1995. I just thought that that was really cool that the receipt was in there. I'm going to keep the receipt in here just because I think that that is awesome that I found that. So we could cross Mortal Kombat 3 off the list. We're going to cross a few others too. This one wasn't on my list, but I did buy it, the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. So now I do have really all of them, all of the old classics. The Legacy Collection does come with Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, 4 arcade versions of all of them. A lot of the port versions of all of them. Also comes with Special Forces, comes with Mythologies, and I think a handheld version of Deception. I do own this on Steam already, but I more so just bought this to have the physical collection of it. And I do also like this more for the documentary that comes with Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Now, the last one I bought off camera, I did buy Mortal Kombat Armageddon for the Wii. This is the game. It is the definitive version of Armageddon because it comes with Chameleon. Great condition. Chameleon with a K, female chameleon. And then now for things that I've picked up. When I was down at East Coast Gamers, I did notice a Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks for the original Xbox. It's in okay condition. The game art is a little worn, but the instruction booklet, the game itself are fine. Yeah, game looks good. And then, like I said, Kill Screen Games, you guys talked me into it. I got Mortal Kombat Trilogy Greatest Hits. I know it has all the bug fixes. I know I said no greatest hits, but I went back on my word. And then Mortal Kombat Trilogy for the N64. I just really, really hate the N64 controller for Mortal Kombat games. The C buttons just don't really work for me there. But as a Mortal Kombat fan, as a collector, sure, why not? Here it is out of the protective box. This box is in really, really good condition. And now if we're opening it up, the cartridge itself, and the instruction booklet. Yep, Mortal Kombat Trilogy. So what do we have left? Mortal Kombat 2 for the Sega 32X, Mortal Kombat Deception for the GameCube, and Mortal Kombat 1 Premium Edition PS5. All right, the stars of the show. So Star Fox 64 3D. I currently don't own a 3DS, but I'm gonna have to grab one. Hopefully I can find one for a good price. I know they are going very high right now, but yeah, it's got everything. It's got the manual, it's got the game. Check it out. So we can cross this one off the list, and then the big one. I mean, really the one that we should be looking for. They didn't have this out. I had to ask, and they had Star Fox 64 in the back, still with some of the cellophane on it, as you can see. But it is opened here so you can take it out. It is in amazing condition. I mean, yeah, look at it. With the rumble pack, let's open it up here. And I want to be really careful with this cardboard box. The game and the rumble pack themselves too, still in its plastic. So here is the rumble pack. We're going to take that out. I don't have a rumble pack for my N64, so now I do. I think this is a game that I'm going to have to play. I know it's not a long game, so a game I may play through and beat soon, maybe before the new Star Fox comes out. Here is the actual game. Always wondered why they went with, I'm not even sure of the boss name, but why they went with this on the cover of the cartridge here. And then, yeah, it comes with the manual. Rumble pack instructions, the N64 consumer information legal booklet, and then also the free player's guide offer. I wonder if it's still valid. With all this merch stuff back here, cool to see. Stuff from a different time. All right, so we can cross off Star Fox 64 as well. So that means from our list, what we are continuing to look for Star Fox games. Star Fox SNES, I was really hoping to find that one. Star Fox Assault for the GameCube, Star Fox Command for the DS, and then I did order that Star Fox 2. When that comes in, I will show that off as well. Hey guys, before I get out of here, I'm just back with another update. My repro of Star Fox 2 has not come in yet, but the box art that I ordered from Etsy did come in, and it looks great, as you can see. Give you a close up here. So I can't talk to the repro yet, but this is gonna look cool in my Super Nintendo collection. It also came with the cartridge holder and a really cool instruction booklet. Gotta remember to block my face when I show these things off. I mean, I know the instruction booklet for Star Fox 2, I think it did leak online like years and years ago. So I'm assuming that's how they put this together, but it's pretty extensive. It's got 22 pages with concept art on the back. I don't know if you can see. So I'm looking forward to that coming in and being able to play it on my Super Nintendo. I will give an update when that comes in. Yeah, so Star Fox 2. And then Star Fox for Switch 2 came out while I was editing this video. So I went back to Kill Screen Games and I picked that up there. And I have it in hand. I've been playing it. This game is awesome. It really is just a really good remake of Star Fox 64, but it's got a ton of extra features. It makes me want to play through the campaign and try and get all of the extra paths and get all the different medals and everything. I do find it a little strange that these Switch cases, Switch and Switch 2, have such a large case for such a small SD card. Game cart, I don't know exactly what they're called. So here is the cart and the back. So yeah, Star Fox 2, if you have a Switch 2, if you enjoy Star Fox 64, I highly recommend picking it up. The game is beautiful. It looks great. It plays great. I'm really enjoying it. I've played through the campaign a few times now. I'm trying to unlock all of the different pathways and all of the different unlockables in the game. So highly recommend playing through that. I'm going to be playing it a lot more. Love this game. So that'll do it for me. This series is still kind of finding its footing, so leave me some feedback in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. Now, next time on this collector series, I'm going to New York City to look for the best version of every Spider-Man game. So be sure to check back for that one. And also, before I get out of here, a big shout out to all of the Patreon producers, YouTube producers. You guys know who you are. Jake Weed, Tanner Trezza, Pezmage, John Forhan, Smash Jackson, Gregory Hines, and the Badger Knight. Huge shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And a big shout out to all of the other patrons and YouTube members. Thank you guys so much for your support. If you would like to support the show, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member or patron on Patreon. At the VIP viewer level, you guys will get an extra video from me every month. Plus, you'll get director's cuts of my Arcade Economy series and every video early and ad-free. That'll do it for me. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I'm gonna leave you guys with a little extra surprise that I picked up at Rambo's attic while I was out hunting for Star Fox games.
All right, so this is a pleasant surprise. This is a really horrible movie, but I feel like I need it for the collection. So, yeah.